Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who took part in the 2015 murder of her own mother, was granted parole and released from prison because of the part her mother played in fabricating diseases throughout Gypsy's youth in order to scam charitable organizations. A phenomenon known as Munchausen by proxy, her degree of guilt for the crime has long been questioned. It is a psychiatric condition in which a parent or caregiver makes up or causes a child's ailment in order to get medical treatment. For Gypsy, this meant years of emotional and physical abuse, a wheelchair-bound childhood, and needless surgeries. Gypsy was kept under lock and key, according to Claudine D. Blanchard, as her stepmother Christy Blanchard described in the Lifetime documentary film Gypsy Rose. The Prison Confessions. It makes sense that her captivity caused her to become desperate to get out of her mother's care. In her early adult years, Gypsy collaborated with her then online boyfriend, Nicholas Gojun, to plan and carry out her mother's murder. Gypsy's involvement in the murder was downgraded to second-degree murder because of her violent childhood, and she was given a 10-year prison term for it. Interviews with Gypsy for Prison Confessions take place as she is ready to go before the parole board and asks for an early release after serving 8.5 years of her sentence. This release would later be chronicled in Gypsy Rose. Life after Lockup. Gypsy Rose enters prison and turns to face the cameras. A mix of documentary and reality television, Life After Lockup follows Gypsy from the time she gets released from jail and documents her reintegration into society as a self-reliant woman. Gypsy's ambition to move past her mistakes and show the world how far she has come as a person is an intriguing subject for reality TV. Gypsy is honest in Prison Confessions, acknowledging that growing up with her mother taught her to be deceitful and cunning. Gypsy acknowledges that she wants to live an honest life now that she is out of prison, but she also acknowledges that everything she did was intended to get her release, which includes the decision to put Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup and Prison Confessions on screen. The question of authenticity arises as viewers are asked to take Gypsy at her word, even though she is aware that her goal is to show the world that she has changed and that she will stop at nothing to maintain her freedom. Reality TV is made to present a reality that is heavily produced and edited. Earlier in her life, Gypsy's mother, Dee, had taken out credit cards in the names of family members and written bad checks. Following Gypsy's birth, she used her daughter's false medical conditions as part of a protracted financial fraud plot to con celebrities and charitable organizations out of their goodwill. Like an influencer attempting to hit the trend, Dee also recorded instances of Gypsy's illnesses with an unsettling high-pitched forced optimism. She forced her daughter to adopt a personality that was far younger than her actual age, infantilized her, and even gave her a false birthday to make her believe she was 15 when she was actually 19. Dee was framed by Gypsy's stepmother, Christy, as an insane, compulsive liar. Expert on Munchausen by proxy Dr. Mark Feldman mentioned that emotional satisfaction from obtaining and giving attention was a component of the syndrome in the HBO documentary Mommy Dead and Dearest. Given the circumstances of Gypsy's upbringing, it is difficult to remain doubtful of the innocent and lovely persona that she seems to have mastered. Gypsy's offense and penalty. Gypsy started seeing Nicholas Gojun online in 2014, and their relationship started to take on aspects of BDSM. After that, Gypsy would share suggestive pictures of herself for him to see. After she eventually admitted what her mother was doing to her at home, they exchanged messages and meticulously planned the murder. Dr. Feldman talked about the Facebook posts Gypsy published in the days after her mother's murder in Mommy Dead and Dearest. One of those posts said, "The body is dead." Gypsy talked about having slashed Dee in another post, leading the reader to believe that the killer had written on her page. She then implied that the killer had raped her sweet, innocent daughter. Dr. Feldman sounds genuinely taken aback while examining these posts, calling them perverse and pointing out that the author seems to have a fair degree of sociopathy. It's terrifying to read the texts that Gypsy and Nicholas exchange while arranging the murder. The directions she texted him to avoid the squeaky screen door, and the video she recorded of her walking through the house to show the way to her mother's bedroom, where Gypsy pointed out precisely where her mother would be lying and gestured like she was stabbing, are also similar. It's also difficult to forget the delirious video she took in her hotel room the day